In his 25th year as a member of the Longhorns athletic staff, John Bianco's tenure in sports, information, and media relations is the second longest of anyone in that role historically at Texas. During his time leading the media relations team, Bianco's staff has promoted numerous All-Americans, national award winners, and championship teams. Personally, he managed the demands for Heisman Trophy winner and College Football Hall of Famer Ricky Williams, Heisman Trophy runner-ups, National Players of the Year, Vince Young and Colt McCoy, as well as 15 members of the UT Hall of Honor, while working closely with head coaches John Makovic, Mac Brown, and Charlie Strong. A native of upstate New York, Bianco lettered in track and field and graduated from Baldwin Wallace University in Brea, Ohio in 1988. He came to Texas after 2 years at the University of Cincinnati and a year at Fresno State and the University of Arkansas. Bianco and his wife Sonia, also a Baldwin Wallace track and field letterman, have 2 daughters, Haley and Sabrina. Ladies and gentlemen, John Bianco.
Congratulations. First off, the most important pressing question, the mustache. Really?
I'm looking at that picture.
That is solid. That's a solid
It's
stash,
solid.
John.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what's Vince telling me? I was like,
Getting
how
rid
are
of
we
it.
down 35-7 and we won? But he was telling me about his hair too, though, so he doesn't look so hot. But I had that mustache. Been married to my wife for 25 years. We've been dating for 30. We were teammates in college. She liked mustaches.
Mustache wins.
So I think it worked out okay. Mustache wins.
What does this honor mean to you, John?
I really can't put it into words. It's indescribable. I look around the room and all the people I've been talking to, and listening to Aaron earlier, this is all about family and the friendships you make. It's less about something like this, but so many people have impacted my life and impacted my family's life, and Texas has been so important to me. I can still remember when we officed in the second floor of Belmont Hall, and all the plaques for the Hall of Honor people were down the hallway, and when you walk out the office, I just found myself reading one every time to kind of get a sense for what this place was all about. So, you know, to think that my family's going to be able to see mine up there, and I'm happy that the intro didn't say the guy who did the stats or the guy who pushed the reporters away, but I learned to tell the story of Texas athletics, and it's rewarding to be, you know, recognized in some little way.
Yeah, and you talk to anybody that coached for the University of Texas, played for the University of Texas, and you ask them about your role in their life, and they will just go on and on and on about how you were always there. And your job really is a job that you always have to be there 24/7 in a lot of cases. How do you manage that?
Well, first I got to thank Eddie Reese, because he's the one who I cut my teeth with. And he taught me that if you're going to come to me with an idea or a plan, you better have a reason for why you want me to do that. And I think I convinced him sometimes to do more interviews than he would. And I thank all the student athletes and all the coaches and everyone I worked in here. I'm looking down at Aaron Ross and listening to his story and thinking about, thank God that happened, because 2006 Thorpe Award winner, married to a gold medalist, and we're waiting for the recruits of the future. So, I mean,
Sign them up.
The story had a great ending. And, you know, Vince over there and Ricky and I got along so well, and I learned how to translate his interviews. He always talks about that. So, probably part of my strength. But ultimately, the person I owe everything to is my wife. I mean, she was the one who sacrificed. I would learn to make myself always available, and the reason I could be was because of her. And my 2 daughters, Haley and Sabrina, the only thing I cheer harder for than Texas athletics is watching them play volleyball and high jump. And the other thing too, talking to some of the former student athletes and visiting with people beforehand, it makes me realize the impact we have on them, and then the impact they're having on my kids, because, you know, they watch them and they look up to them as, you know, Ricky and Michael Huff and Aaron Ross and Jackson Jeffcoat and Vince and Justin Blaylock. They were all like big brothers to my daughters. So I always kind of felt like they were protected. And now my younger one plays volleyball, and she goes to matches, and she's watching the girls on the court and looking up to how they play and learning things from the way they carry themselves. So it's so cool to be a part of a family like this. This is my extended family.
Well, when you talk about looking up to someone, pretty much anybody in your line of work, you say the name Bill Little. and they look up to Bill, and you had the honor of following Bill here at the University of Texas. What did you pick up from Bill, and what was that like to have that opportunity to follow a legend?
Well, the greatest thing about Bill is he brought me here from the Midwest, and I've been here but never lived in this part of the country for a long time. He and his wife Kim welcomed Sonia and I with open arms, and we had nobody here. When Haley was young, we had no family. They were our family, and he's the perfect mentor. He teaches you without pressing or telling you. I mean, I learned about Texas hospitality, how to work with the media, how to deal with the media, how to cultivate and tell a story, and to do it in a good and effective way. And he also taught me how to manage people, to hire good people and to let them do their job. And that's one of the reasons why I think our office is so effective, because I have so many good people. Scott McConnell's been with me forever, and Thomas Stepp's been with me for more than 10 years. And we have a good group of people, and I learned how to manage those people and to work with them and mentor them, but let them do their jobs because of the way Bill worked with me.
And finally, when people do have that opportunity to read your name, John Bianco, and that Hall of Honor, what do you want them to think about? What do you want them to know about you?
Honestly, I just want them to know that he loved the University of Texas, he loved the Longhorns, and he did everything to always put that first. And before I stop, I do want to thank Mike Perrin for welcoming me back. That's awesome to be back.
Well, John, you've meant a lot to me and my family as well. Like you talked about Bill and the community here opening up their arms. You've done the same for my family. And so this really hits home for me because I have an opportunity to publicly thank you for everything you've meant to me and my family. So thank you for that, and congratulations.
Appreciate it.
John Bianco.